The Girl Who Became the Forest. A story of the girl who became the forest. A story of courage, survival, and never giving up. 8-year-old Julie skipped out of her small wooden house one sunny afternoon, her heart light with joy. The sky was clear and blue, perfect for playing near the edge of the village. She chased butterflies through the tall grass, laughing as the wind tickled her face. But nature can change in the blink of an eye. Dark clouds rolled in like giant shadows. The wind began to howl, bending trees until they nearly touched the ground. Rain poured down so hard that Julie could barely see her own hands in front of her face. Frightened and confused, she ran trying to find her way home. Then came the crossroads. Through the storm, Julie couldn't see the familiar left path that led to her village. Panic filled her chest. Without thinking, she turned right instead, running deeper and deeper into unknown territory. The rain blinded her. The wind pushed her forward. By the time the storm finally passed, Julie stood soaking wet beside a wide, rushing river. She had never seen this river before. Trembling with cold and fear, Julie crossed the river, the water pulling at her small legs. On the other side, she found herself on a busy forest path filled with strange sounds, birds she'd never heard, rustling she couldn't explain. She tried to retrace her steps, but every tree looked the same. Every path led nowhere. Julie was completely, terribly lost. Days crawled by like years. In the dense forest, Julie's stomach growled with desperate hunger. She called for her mother until her voice grew hoarse. She cried until no more tears would come. Her pretty dress became torn and dirty. Her feet bled from walking on sharp rocks and thorns. On the third day, weak and dizzy, Julie realized something that made her heart sink. Nobody is coming. If I don't help myself, I will die here. That thought, cold and honest, changed everything. Julie wiped her tears and looked around with new eyes. If this forest wanted to defeat her, it would have to try much harder. She was only 8 years old, but she decided right then that she would survive. She watched the birds carefully and learned which berries they ate; those were safe. She found a stream with clear water and drank until her belly was full. When night fell and darkness wrapped around her like a cold blanket, she climbed trees and wedged herself between sturdy branches so wild animals couldn't reach her. Some nights she slept on piles of dry grass. Other nights she found hollow logs or built small shelters from bamboo. Rain soaked her. Mosquitoes bit her. Thorns scratched her skin until it bled. But Julie kept going. Every single day, she told herself, "I will not give up. My family is waiting for me." Months turned into years. The little girl who once cried for her mother became someone else, someone stronger, braver, wilder. Her clothes fell apart completely, so she made coverings from large leaves and vines. Her hair grew long and tangled. Her skin turned brown from the sun. She learned to move silently through the forest, to find food where others would see nothing, to read the sky for coming storms. The forest became her teacher. The trees became her shelter. And though she was alone, Julie learned the most important lesson of all. You are stronger than you know. 8 years passed. One morning, a group of hunters from a distant village moved through the forest, tracking deer. They stopped suddenly when they saw something impossible: a teenage girl, wild-looking and covered in leaves, crouched near a stream drinking water with cupped hands. At first, they thought she was a forest spirit. "Hello?" one hunter called out gently. The girl's head snapped up. Her eyes stilled Julie's eyes, though older and wiser, filled with confusion. She hadn't heard a human voice in 8 years. The hunters approached slowly, speaking softly. They wrapped a blanket around her shaking shoulders and gave her real food. And though she could barely remember how to speak, one word escaped her lips: rusty and broken. Home. News spread like wildfire through the villages. A lost girl found in the forest alive after 8 years. When Julie's family heard, they ran faster than they'd ever run before. But when they arrived and saw the young woman standing there tall, scarred, with eyes that had seen too much, her mother's face crumpled. "That's not my Julie," she whispered. "My Julie was small, with soft hands and a bright smile." But then Julie spoke, her voice stronger now. "Mama, I learned to climb the mango tree you said was too dangerous. I survived because you taught me to never give up." Her mother's eyes widened. Those were words only her daughter would know. They collapsed into each other's arms, sobbing 8 years of grief pouring out in a single moment. Her father held them both, tears streaming down his weathered face. Her little brother, now not so little, stared in wonder at the sea.
You are braver than you seem and more capable than you ever imagined.